talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They talk about basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are here with you today. We're recording late Monday after the early games. We just watched the Knicks go under 500.
I'm not feeling good, man.
The Charlotte Hornets.
The juju's gone, man.
The juice is gone?
Well, here's the problem. We didn't have Bullock.
They showed
tonight.
a little fight there. It was a weird game. The first quarter, they come back. But then in hindsight, it's because Kevin Knox turns into fucking Klay Thompson for a quarter. And
Don't sleep on my boy Knox.
Okay, he had 50. What do you have? 15 points going into the second half, and he ends up with 19 points.
You know what? Look, here's the problem. Yeah, you're right. When we're relying on him to do that, I mean, dude, I'm worried about RJ Barrett's shot. Like, I understand that he and Julius are both exhausted because they're playing way too many minutes. This is the one drawback to Tibbs. That being said, I fucking love Tibbs.
Tibbs plays his players like they have most of them out for COVID on a regular day. Like they were putting up Tyrese Maxey fucking had 30 shouts out to him, 39 points, but in 41 minutes because the Sixers had to play with 7 guys.
With point guard Dwight Howard.
No,
the Knicks, dude. So first off, I look at our starting 5 and it's like Elfrid, RJ, Mitch, like I'm like, none of these guys can shoot. That's the problem. Is like, I love Julius, man. His mid-range J is nice. At 3, look, you're right. It's not great. RJ 3 is like a problem. It's like
RJ's really, 3 is tough.
I think I can outshoot RJ from deep. I'm not fucking around. And I'm not a good 3-point shooter, but I'm like, the guy's shooting like under 20% from 3.
Yeah, he's looked bad from 3.
And he's so good at finishing at the rack, but when you don't have Burks or Bullock in the game, our spacing is a fucking joke. Like Julius needs spacing. We know that. RJ needs spacing. We know that. And then we have Elfrid Payton. And I got to say, my man quickly has looked rough the last 2 games. I still believe in the guy.
Right.
But
look.
Back to reality stuff. I still think we could fight our way in the playoffs if everyone's healthy. But
as of right now, they're the 8th seed. I'll give you that. As the
10-game Stavi baby rule, we're in the
10-game rule. You got it, baby. You made it. Still under 500, but right now because of the tiebreakers over the Cavs and the Nets,
give me some Samstradamus love, dude.
I'm not. I refuse.
You have to. I said 8 seed. You laughed, and the 10-game rule. 10, you have to.
Okay, as of 10 games in to a season that, by the way. Does it even happen? You know what? You're right, Sam. They might fucking call the season right now and take them to a bubble playoffs 10 games in because COVID is fucking sucking the NBA's dick hardcore right now. It's throating it. It's a tough. So it's so funny. We lead with the Knicks, losing to the Hornets. with fucking Gordon Hayward.
Straight out of, if Parler was still up, it'd be going wild right now. Hayward, that piece of shit, straight from the Capitol.
That's right. He shaved his mustache to avoid getting arrested. I swear I saw Gordon Hayward fucking pissing in Chuck Schumer's office.
Oh, I saw him wash off some blue and white paint on his face right before the game. And he's like, no. Is that a solidarity with the Knicks? I'm like, you piece of shit. I know what you were doing. Nah, he sucks, man. He lit us up. He really lit us up.
Absolutely. And that's RJ's assignment too, which is not a good look for him. But anyway, we led with the Knicks, but the biggest story.
I don't even want to talk about him. I'm sad.
Yeah, exactly. But the biggest story that we really do have to talk about is that COVID is truly. We have really started to see the effects. The season started with one postponement. It was that weird Rockets Thunder, and that felt like a little bit of a fluke. It seemed like it was all taken care of, and
somehow it felt like James Harden's fault.
It felt like James Harden's fault, but it wasn't apparently. But so this week we've had a shit ton. The NBA has been really affected by COVID in a very tangible way starting this week. Yeah. It's been a little bit like, we talked about it last episode on the Patreon. Michael Porter Jr. has been out. I mean, he was out for a week for contact tracing. Then he's out another 10 days because he's got it. But they post, and we just talked about it a little bit.
KD was out, still out, and Kyrie is out for then personal reasons. I think after the Capitol. I mean, no Pelicans Mavs tonight. I mean, this is real.
Well, that's what happened. We're up to 4 postponements, right? So the team that really got fucked here is the Sixers, who had to play. They basically have to take a loss because they play with 7 guys. Even though Maxey did, it was nice to see Maxey show out there and drop 39 points, but. I'm sorry, he played 44 minutes, not 41. Hilarious. But they basically have to take a loss to the Nuggets.
He's got some hype too, Maxey. That kid had some hype coming in. I don't know if he's clutch. I know LeBron was like, he's going to be a stud. I'm like, he must be clutch.
He's a Kentucky guy, right?
Is he? I'm not actually sure.
Are Maxey and Quickly both Kentucky guys? I don't remember.
I know Quickly is. I'm not sure about Maxey.
I think.
I mean, everyone on the Knicks went to Kentucky except for Austin Rivers. I think.
I think Maxey is. People were talking about him like he's the next. Like he's the fucking next Tyler. He's in that like. It was Tyler Hero.
He is a Kentucky guy. Yeah.
He's a Kentucky guy. Yeah. Who was before Hero that got Devin Booker, Hero. Anyway, people were talking about Maxey like that.
That's the new Duke. I mean, it's a new North Carolina, whatever you want to call it. I mean, every stud, man, it's crazy. Kentucky.
So anyway, they got completely fucked here after they played the Celtics, and there were some issues there. Jason Tatum straight up has it, tested positive for it.
Which sucks because he's coming off Eastern Conference Player of the Week. They went 3-0, and he was fucking between Brown and Tatum. I'm like, oh, they're going to be a fucking problem in the Eastern.
They were looking incredibly good, and then and then Tatum has it, and then he was like talking basically like. Into Bradley Beal's mouth after the game. And so Bradley Beal has to sit out.
It's like Godfather 2. He just fucking kisses him on the mouth.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, yes. The only place it's spreading faster than the NBA is in illegal card games run by the mafia. That's the only place that COVID is spreading like worse than in the NBA.
The Sopranos and COVID, they still kiss each other in the cheek. They're like, it's not real. It's not a real thing.
Yes, COVID was started by the Chinese to wipe out Italians, and it almost worked. Remember, we were like, "Damn, I guess Italy's just dead." But anyway, so yeah, we have the Mavs, Pelicans, and the Bulls, Celtics.
And speaking of the Western Conference Player of the Week, also 3-0, Luka.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mavs have. Does Luka have it, or is he out for contact tracing? I know sure. Kleba had it, and they have like 7 players out for contact tracing reasons that we still don't know. Not Seth Curry. Seth Curry used to be on that team, but
Richardson
had it. Yep.
Yeah, dude. And there were 3 games. Luka 30, 12, and 11. Just ridiculous.
Yeah. No, unbelievable. But. I don't know, man. Are you starting to get scared about fucking coronavirus? Like
I am.
They're meeting. They are meeting. There's like an emergency board of governors meeting, I think, tomorrow. Yeah. And they're talking about, or I guess it happened today. Maybe is today Monday? Yeah.
I mean, I am
maybe
scared
it's next Monday. I don't know.
It's different than the NFL, obviously, where you're like, yeah, this is every 2 days. There's a game. It's not football where it's once a week, and you're like, all right, well, we lost. 2 weeks is 2 games in the NFL and the NBA. It's what, like 8?
Yeah, exactly. You're out for a week. That could be 4 or 5 games, especially in a truncated season.
Especially like that's why this season is so weird. I mean, like. Good teams will miss the playoffs this year because, like, guys. Oh,
I see what you're doing. You're setting yourself up for little
heroes will rise.
You're setting yourself up.
Obi Toppin will come back healthy, and Emmanuel quickly will round a corner.
I see what you're doing. You're playing it both ways because this way, if the Knicks lose, you're like, listen, good teams are gonna miss. What can we say? We were fucking ravaged.
How I do it.
But. Yeah, dude, I don't know what they're going to do. Apparently, they're discussing they're going to re-examine shoot around and practice lengths, pre-game and post-game socializing on the court, like restricting restaurant dining and tighter rules on mask wearing. Look, what the fuck are they? They're playing the fucking games, dude. Like, that's what's crazy is like you're telling me, like, I know that okay, maybe Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum aren't really gonna guard each other, but it just feels weird to be like, you can sweat all over each other. You can fucking play a 48-minute game of like heavily contact in tank tops. You know what I mean? And then, but you can't shake hands afterwards.
You can shower together.
Yeah.
You can nestle your head into a man's shoulders after the
I don't
shower.
know. I don't know about
Kiss
all
him
that.
on the neck. All right, fine. Look, no, but you could, no, but you're right. It's so weird to see these guys breathing on each other like that. And then they're like putting their mask on the sideline. I'm like, you were just breathing. I mean, like if you have it, I get what you're doing. It's about optics, but yeah.
But then I guess the thinking is like, it is about optics, but I guess in theory, a close quarters conversation, if you don't guard the player at all throughout the game, is more, you could potentially spread it. But I just think like, isn't the whole point, if they have it, they're not playing? Like, how are they slipping like this? How are these tests? The whole NBA, the NBA's entire plan is just players get tested once a day and twice on game days. And I don't understand how they're fucking missing out on these results.
And also, if these tests are not 100% accurate, which they're not,
right? I guess
especially the rapid ones, you're gonna miss one or two, and if you miss it, that could fuck players up. I mean,
yeah, if you miss it and then they play and then everyone, I mean, yeah,
I kind of want it. You best case is you kind of get on a hot streak, then you get COVID, and you don't have the symptoms, and then that way you have the antibodies for the next bubble.
Yeah. Well, that's what's interesting is like a lot of guys had it. Like KD was out, right? But he had it. Like he was one of the first guys to have it.
It's been like a year, dude. I mean, it's not a year, but it's probably been like what, 10 months since he had it. They say the antibodies last apparently like 6 or 7.
Apparently KD still had the antibodies. So it's like if he does, then why the fuck does he have to sit out for contact tracing? I guess they're just like, maybe you can. I mean, although I read an article on ESPN.com talking about the postponements, that one of the players that tested positive for it twice. So if that started, then I guess it doesn't matter. But psychologically, if you're look, these guys probably are not that scared of COVID. Let's be honest. I'm scared because I'm fat as shit. And I'm like, until like a couple months ago,
healthy people have had shit happen too. I know that there's people out there like, you fucking pussy, shut up. No, like read about it. There was just a bodybuilder who died. He was like my age. You know, it's like people are dying.
Yeah,
who are
for sure.
In seemingly good shape.
But also it's like these guys are all. Let's be honest, like
they're not scared.
The players aren't scared.
No.
Like now, if fucking God forbid, knock on wood, like Stan Van Gundy gets it, you know what I mean? Like, or fucking Pop, for Christ's sake. Pop's almost 80 years old. Like, that's the real word here. Or even like assistant coaches, they're old as shit that we don't even know about.
Pop is starting to look like the ghost of Pop. He's got like long hair and he's like even more pale. It's crazy. Yeah.
I love when old guys grow their hair out, dude. I love it. I'm not
Donnie Nelson. Yeah.
That's the best look when you're just like, I'm old as shit. I know I'm growing it out right now. I know once I get my fill of this ponytail, and we're getting close.
Oh yeah, dude.
Once I get a nice couple years of this bald ponytail,
yeah,
I'm gonna go back to to a shorter style, and then in my old age, I'm definitely gonna be a long hair fucking fat old guy.
You best represent a Danny Aiello fucking bald pony, man. I want to do the right thing, pony on Pod Don't Lie.
Yeah, oh, it's coming, brother. It's coming. By the way, I saw a fucking picture. You know who grew his hair out after he was president? Was Lyndon Johnson.
Did he?
My man was fucking dealing with the guilt of having Kennedy killed by just fucking growing his hair out and like just chilling on his ranch.
Vietnam, he's just sweating. He's like, ooh, feel that though.
Yeah. He was apparently a pussy getter, a renowned pussy getter.
And
LBJ.
a toilet meeting guy too.
That's right.
Big
a huge dick, apparently, the whole thing.
Really?
Yep. I know my presidential history. And I've read multiple reports of LBJ having a big old dick, and there's a hilarious recording out there of him, or maybe there's a recording of him ordering pants, but I've seen, this isn't a recording, it's a quote of him complaining about the invention of nylon stockings, which goes to show you how old he is, one, but also his main gripe was that it, quote, ruined finger fucking.
Whoa. I'm guessing you're paraphrasing.
No, I'm not. LBJ
finger
fuck, dude. LBJ was finger popping bitches at the fucking Okie Doke in Texas.
Didn't know he had a big dick, but you would assume most presidents have either a huge dick or a tiny dick. I don't think there's a medium-sized
You think it's
dick for a president.
extremes?
Yeah, well, I think it's got to be the insecurity, and you're like, you need to make it to the top, or your dick is just giant, and you're like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm gonna be president.
Yeah. Interesting. There should be the Library of Congress should have this information, and we should all be. They should
like the way the NBA store used to have a player's hands on a ball. It should just be like. Should just be president's dicks.
I want to press my cock up against fucking Abraham Lincoln's cock and see where I measure.
Little kids taking their dicks out. Mom, look, it's almost look, Lincoln's.
My dick is as big as John Quincy Adams. Yeah, dude. Anyway, so what the fuck were we talking about before the long hair? Yeah. COVID shit like this. I just like, what do they even do? And old people, because I mean,
you do have to worry about your coach a little bit if you're not an asshole.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like psychologically, and this has been forever for these guys. It's like, I bet you they're not that scared, and I bet you the guys that have COVID, like, it kind of makes sense in hindsight. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but you sort of see Harden's thinking going to a party in Vegas. He had COVID. He's a professional athlete. He's not scared about getting it, right? And I just wonder how many guys are behaving like that. And then how many other guys are even just like, look, I'm 24. I have like 7% body fat. I'm a professional athlete. I'm gonna have the fucking sniffles for a week. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. There are effects it could have on the heart. And when you're running that hard, it could fuck up your heart. So they don't care about that. But I mean, that is an actual thing.
But I'm just saying these guys feel like they're bulletproof. You know what I mean?
Of course. Like, I was thinking about like if Kobe were playing now and like just the practices, he's like, if any of you motherfuckers are not wearing a mask and you give me COVID, I will fucking ruin. Like, just picture the trash talk Kobe would be talking to like Smush Parker and Chris Mim. He's like, fucking scrubs give me COVID.
Oh my God, dude, that he would fucking strangle Smush Parker. But yeah, dude, I don't know. And on the other hand, I also like, they're talking about restricting things and like, the handshakes and all this shit. It's like, bro, you had the games. You know, you cocksuckers know what you're doing.
But it's about optics stuff. It's not. I mean, it's not about the actual. I mean, as you said, they're breathing on each other. They're touching each other. They're posting each other up. They're fighting for rebounds. The handshake shit, it's about the look. It's like a bad look. The same way where they have to wear the masks after the game, even though we know everyone in there's been tested.
They should. You know what they should do? They should just go Japanese with it and bow. We need to see a fucking. We need to see a stealing of Japanese culture and bring
Rui Hachimura.
Rui's got to lead the way.
Start it. Yeah,
he's got to start it. Yeah, the Japanese, I guess, were ahead of the curve in terms of fucking not. Germs and shit. Bowing is so much cleaner.
SARS, man. Yeah. I guess it was before SARS, but I think they really.
I think bowing in Japan predates SARS by a couple years. So yeah, I don't know, dude. But at the same time, I know you have to postpone, but it's like, I sort of agree with the idea of just fucking get through these games. Like, yeah, if you have to play 8 players, that's one thing. I think they should. It's kind of
fun. I think it's actually
fun.
I mean, not the fact that players are getting sick, but the idea that weird end of your bench guys have to step up and have a night. I mean, that's cool that Maxey went the fuck off.
Yeah,
I love stories like that. I mean, maybe it'll give G-Leaguers an opportunity. Like, maybe this is
that's what I was going to say is like, why don't they have, like, the NFL had really expanded rosters. Why don't they have like, you know what they should have? Like, they should have a little fucking apartment with like 4 G-Leaguers that just live together that are quarantined from the rest of the team. And if push comes to shove, you have you can feel, or maybe 5, and you can field a five team, 5 guys. And also it's like, this is a great opportunity to expand the rosters and let's get the fun guys that are washed out of the league. Where the fuck is Dion Waiter? Let him rollerblade in. Let's get fucking.
Is J.R. Smith not in the league?
No, let's get JR in the mix. Let's get fucking.
Why are they out of the league?
Jeremy Lin in the mix. You know what I mean?
They're both NBA champions now. Show them.
That's right.
Well, Jeremy Lin, I believe, is on the Warriors.
I think he's. Yeah, exactly. But it's like these. I think. And that's what's interesting.
They fucking cut him again. If they circle of life his candy ass, cutting him in the league and then cutting him out, fuck that. Jeremy Lin deserves better, dude.
But that's the thing is like, why aren't these rosters bigger for COVID? In fact, I think they had in the bubble you were allowed to have extra players. They thought there might be a problem in the bubble. It's so funny how fucking like how many precautions they took for the bubble when shit was not even this bad, and now it's like no one gives a fuck.
That British mutated strain,
yeah, dude.
And they're just like, yeah, whatever. I mean,
fuck it, yeah, dude. The bubble is like a first date when you have to wear a condom, and now the NBA is just like taking their dick out and getting sucked off by a stranger on the subway. They're like,
Adam Silver's bent over. Someone's got their tongue in his ass. We're like, Jesus.
You brush your teeth, right? That's like, yeah. Now the NBA is just like, you're clean, right? And then just sticking their fucking dick just straight into a fucking person they don't know. That's how different they've gone from hypochondriac that uses a condom and a dental dam
to ODB.
Yeah, yeah, they're getting burned big time.
It really is insane. But I do kind of like that there's this anything goes element to it. And I'm kind of excited. I mean, like there are teams I'm watching that I didn't I'm really enjoying. I know they lost tonight, but I'm really enjoying watching Phoenix. I think
oh my God, they're
great. They're really fun to watch. They just like, and shouts out to Devin Booker, as Devin Booker's got a massive hog. I can tell by watching him.
Oh, you can tell by just looking at the outline of his shorts.
I mean, and I do. I got that LED screen. But Devin
You're
Booker,
Best Buy. You're like, now, if I'm watching a game on Ultra HD, will I be able to tell which players are circumcised and which aren't?
Some dude in the back is like, come here,
yeah.
come back here. He's like, look at Shaq's cock. I'm like, oh my God, dude. But Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, I got to give so much love to possibly he might end up being most improved this year.
Yeah,
Mikal
absolutely.
Bridges.
By the way, the fucking Sixers,
stud.
The Sixers traded away.
Yeah.
For that guy that almost died because he had a peanut allergy, Zaire Smith or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh shit, I don't even remember.
It wasn't the peanut allergy.
I remember the Knicks. He was. The question was, did the Knicks take Kevin Knox, Michael Porter, or Mikal Bridges? And
yeah,
I gotta say,
swish. Yet again.
You're right. He was 5 for 5 from deep tonight. No, you're right. I mean, look, Mikal Bridges is like.
Didn't we have that argument? What was the argument?
My argument is that
Bridges.
My argument is that Bridges is obviously a superior player, but Knox is 3 years younger. That was the only thing I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Let's rewind the tape.
I got nothing. Stop.
Let's rewind the tape. I don't think that was exactly your argument, pal. I don't think that's exactly your argument.
Mikal Bridges is like I thought like when he came in, I'm like, all right, this guy like he could be like a Trevor Ariza type. I thought Knox had like a higher like maybe a ceiling in summer league. People were comparing him to Tatum, like that's what he was, and now
Kentucky
clearly
sheen was real fucking shiny on Knox.
It was shiny,
and it's let's just say the patina has worn off.
But I will say that the Suns, DeAndre Ayton had a bad night the other night, but he is a skilled big, and
they're
Chris
deep,
Paul's
bro. They're deep, and the bench guys, the role guys. It's like they really might have something here. I mean, the players that you just hope work out, where you're like you get a lot of young guys, and you're like, well, I hope one or two of these guys pan out. I mean, they could have all those guys might pan out.
Who's better, Phoenix or Denver in a series? Who do you take?
I mean, right now, first of all, let's couch this. Denver and Utah, actually, historically, they always start slow, right?
Always.
These are teams for whatever reason. Jokic sort of plays himself into Utah for sure, but even Jokic always plays himself into shape.
Yeah.
Jokic has had his last 2 seasons. If his first month is stricken from his stats, he's an MVP like level player, but he always has a fucking dog shit first month. So I think there's a little bit of that going on, and they haven't had Michael Porter Jr. and so they haven't been able to figure out their rotations. But
and they lost Jeremy Grant and Millsap is old. I mean,
and Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig's been out, but he helped them a lot defensively, and I'm excited to see him get on the. He hasn't played for the Bucks yet. I'm excited to see what he can do for the Bucks rotation. But
I think
as of now, to answer your question, it's the Suns as of right now.
For sure, I agree.
But I have faith in Jokic. I love him, and I think Murray has looked good. I just think those guys have been overmatched, and they've had to create basically everything for that team without MPJ. Although, dude, I don't know, man. I would fucking trade MPJ, dude. It seems like his value is so high, and people are and his health has always been a concern.
You can't. I think you also kind of got to bet that it gets a little higher though if he gets on a hot streak because of his ability. I think you could sell a little higher.
Maybe, but you're flirting with it. And let's be honest, long term, is he really what they need to complement?
I don't know if his stock that high. I mean, I feel like he's
he's being talked about as like a centerpiece for any star, like in the Harden talks, right? The number one piece people want, the Rockets want is Ben Simmons, but the name you hear over and over again, number two, is MPJ. I mean, you hear Jaylen Brown, but that doesn't seem like it's the Celtics will do that.
Right now, three guys. Who do you take? Jaylen Brown, Tyler Hero, MPJ.
You're really going to make me fucking pick a Boston Celtic right now?
Yeah, I am, motherfucker.
You're really going to make me fucking do this? I'm sorry the fucking Knicks
Fine,
are
now, okay, who's number two? Hero or MPJ?
I would take Hero. I just think MPJ, he has serious health problems. Like
I'm with you.
His medical records are the reason he didn't go, didn't get better, didn't go higher. And also he's
6'10" though, man. God
he's
damn.
Huge. He's huge, I know.
And he's explosive.
And he's looked fluid.
I think why the Knicks passed on him was the back issue. I think
everyone passed on him for that reason. Yeah,
I know, but then there was a lot of talk. I mean, Knicks
were a little high. What year was that? 8? They were picking 8 or 7. Do you remember?
Yeah, we took Knox. It might have been 9, honestly. And I think he went.
Bridges should have been the pick, but I mean, MPJ went.
Donovan Mitchell was in that draft too.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him for that though.
I could do whatever I want, man. I'm fucking
I love
happy.
this. I love how wildly you swing, dude. I love how we come off a Knicks loss and you're like, the fucking franchise stinks.
It hurts me, man.
Yeah, I know, buddy.
My soul.
I know, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I just think if Denver can get in the, I mean, I wouldn't trade for Harden. I don't think that makes sense for them, but
oh my God, what if Denver had Harden though? If they had Harden, Murray, and you, I mean,
and what? Jokic fucking just watches Harden dribble. That's not the kind of offense they want to play.
Yeah, but God, if they somehow team them
Harden is fucking is cutting and all this kind of shit, sure, but he's not. That's not what he wants to do.
It's interesting. Harden is so great, but he's really kind of just great at that one thing.
What's crazy about Harden, dude, is that like the Rockets have looked horrible, and they're actually a net negative. When he's on the floor, they're minus. They're better when he's off the floor, but he's still putting up 26 on 46 and 46% shooting, 36 from 3, 11 assists. That's a shitty year for him. You know how good he is?
I'm telling you, that style of play, I'm not denying his greatness. He's one of the best offensive players ever. I'm saying that style of play drains your teammates. When you're playing hard D and then you come back down and just watch a dude dribble for like 15 seconds, you're just like, yeah, I don't fucking want to play hard.
Yeah, you have to really believe the guy can take you to the promised land. And I think we're seeing that issue. We talked about it again a little bit last episode. We're seeing that issue with the Hawks for sure, big time. At least Harden's a big guy. At least Harden's 6'5" or 6'6".
You heard me trash Trae Young, fuckboy, man. That guy. I don't like that dude.
Trae Young is little as shit. He's like 5'11", and he gets. No,
I like him. He pissed me off because now that the Knicks are in game, sometimes I get pissed off at the other team. Fuck Bismarck Biyombo, dude. You saw my man King Julius push him.
That's right. We got real beef with Biyombo around here, folks.
Motherfucker, dude.
So anyway, let's just cross our fingers and hope the fucking league can keep it going. I mean,
motherfucker thinks he's Dazana Jop.
That's they're pretty. I don't know that he's that much worse than Deshaun Job.
No, he's better. He got that fat contract. Remember?
Jop got the fat contract. Or Biombo did. Yeah, Jop got paid once, didn't he?
I don't know. He had a couple of years with Dallas.
I remember he was one of those players that's so much better in video games than real life. He would just block everything in 2K, and he fucking sucked dick. So I don't know, man. I wonder if the NBA if they would consider going back to a bubble. Personally, I would love to see a bubble, but I just don't think these guys want to do it again.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone on the Raptors is like, yeah, let's do a bubble. Fuck all of you. You all deserve to be unhappy.
Let's do a bubble in Tampa, you fucking pricks. See how it feels.
They're not making the playoffs, by the way.
We'll see, man.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they put it together, but like that, they're looking bad, dude.
It's definitely gotten to the point where the Kyle Lowry question is out there big time. I just don't see Masai trading him unless Kyle Lowry wants to be traded.
They got Portland tonight, though. That's a tough win.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
I see what you're saying about Portland. Like, as much as I love Melo, it is weird seeing him on the floor and like the
Melo's got to be he cannot close games. Melo's got to be the 8th guy off that fucking bench.
And I'll say this is Covington maybe a little overrated?
That's it. I mean, yeah, it's not that he's overrated. It's that his particular skill set is so rare that the guy has been traded for 2 first-round picks.
That's what I'm saying.
2 years in a row.
That's high value to me.
But the thing is, how many of those guys exist? How many of those guys exist that can play?
He can shoot the three a little, but he's not. He can't really.
He's not a knockdown shooter. But he's a good shooter. Yeah. And he's a good help defender. But maybe he's
shooting 34 from 3. Not great.
Yeah, but if he's a defensive anchor, that's fine.
I mean, look, I guess what's nice about him is he doesn't demand the ball, but he's only getting 6 points a game this year, playing 30 minutes. It's kind of crazy.
That's wildly low. I had no idea.
Yeah, shooting 37%. I've watched a couple of their games, and it just feels like he disappears on the floor sometimes. He does play good D, but I mean, that's the problem is like he kind of doesn't give you enough offense at the end of a game, and Melo doesn't give you any defense, and his offense is like spotty. They have some issues at the end of games, I think.
Well, they should not. Melo should just straight up not be there. It should be fucking
Gary Trent
Jr.
Who I'm into him.
I think that's you just have to play small, except for Nurkic, and go Covington at the 4, Trent at the 3, and then CJ and Dame. And then just fucking
he's only playing 23 minutes a game, Gary Trent. He's scoring 11 points, shooting 46% from 3.
Damn, 46.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. Is he playing less than Melo? No.
I think so. Let's see what Melo's. I mean, I don't know. He's playing less than Covington. I guess Covington was brought in with
Covington starts though. Trent
Melo's playing.
How many minutes?
Same amount of minutes, 23.9 minutes a game.
You can't have that, bro. Gary Trent Jr. cannot be playing the same amount of minutes as fucking year 18 Melo. Melo came into the league with fucking LeBron. And he's not, listen, Melo spends a lot more time getting pussy on a boat than he does in a hyperbaric chamber. I'll tell you that much. That fucking guy's.
Salute.
And listen, he's cooler. That's the thing. Melo's cooler than LeBron. Melo rocks. He's awesome.
His nickname is Melo. He's fucking
but
cool.
he's not meant to be a fucking major rotation player on a fucking serious contender.
No, it's like, look, Joe
18
Johnson's
years into
cool.
the league.
Joe Johnson's cool as fuck. I don't want him playing major minutes for the Knicks right now.
Yeah, exactly. But I do want him in my idea of the quarantine team. Every team we need is a rotating pool of our favorite veterans that live in a house real world style, and they get tested, they're quarantined, and then whenever any team needs them, you just pick like, oh, we're short staffed, I want Joe Johnson and Dion Waiters tonight, you know what I mean? I want fucking give me Eric Snow, who got fat as shit.
Mercenary hires.
Yes,
I love it, dude.
That's the idea.
Dude, Joe Johnson off the bench. Fucking Amari is just like, I can't coach the Nets tonight. I'm playing for Phoenix. So like,
yeah.
what?
Absolutely, dude. I want to see that shit. I want to see
Steve Nash. Bring Steve Nash back.
Nash could be for one game. Nash could fucking do it for sure. Let's get fat Darren Williams.
Team. You see, fat Darren Williams, dude.
Yeah,
Darren Williams. He hung on. So many guys played.
Let's
for the
get
Cavs
Dirk.
At the end.
Let's get Dirk. Fucking skeletal ass Dirk.
Remember when they tried to like bring in every like expendable style, bring in every over the hill player to the Cleveland with like you got fucking Derrick Rose, you brought fucking Dwayne Wade, Darren Williams.
Let's get fucking Chris Bosh, give him a pacemaker. Let's make sure his heart doesn't give out. Dude. Put him out there, dude.
He's only like 36 or 34. That's what's fucked up is he would be playing.
Let's get fucking Tyson. Is Tyson Chandler in the league?
He's 36, dude. Chris Bosh would still be in the league,
especially with his style of play. Yeah. Anyway, that's my idea. NBA.
Chris Bosh would have been a great 3-point shooter, but at this point,
oh, dude, Chris Bosh just posting up in the corner. Come on, he would be useful for sure. Anyway, that's my idea. NBA. You need a house full of 10 of our favorite. Get Jeremy Lin in that house. Get Swaggy P in there. Come on, dude. Swaggy P's in there. Who else? Get Greg Oden.
Dude, get Sean Kemp.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about? Yeah, Sean Kemp's got weed for everyone over there.
Yeah. Get Baker in that house.
Yeah. Oh, it's a party.
He's bringing lattes from one of his many Starbucks that he owns.
Respect. Anyway, let's go around the league a little bit here. We just have to cross our fingers and hope.
Hilarious. Vin Baker on the phone with Howard Schultz is like, Howard, we're expanding.
Yes, one of the most successful presidential runs in history. Imagine that guy. Oof. Everyone was like, get the fuck out. They're like, we hate everyone running, but we hate you more.
It was pretty weird because he had not the worst rep as like a dude who gave his company, his workers healthcare and shit. And then you see him speak and you're just like, oh, dude, we didn't say more billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want a good billionaire, you fucking asshole. And also, I love how the bar is set so low where it's like, yeah, he actually wouldn't fire women if they got pregnant. And we're like, what a great company. They just treat people with basic respect. Yeah, I know.
I mean, shit, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger is like, you know how bad it is that this dude's got like a viral video calling Trump a phony and a liar, a guy who had a child out of wedlock with his maid. He's like, we can do better.
Dude, that picture of that kid, guys, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. He looks like there's no way to deny that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid.
I gave his Instagram a look up. Every photo is like the gun show. I'm just like, yeah I mean, you're shredded.
And he's got those big Schwarzenegger teeth too. He looks hilarious. And he just fucked like his maid that was like around. Just some like, honestly, no disrespect to this woman, horrendous looking like Bolivian woman or some shit.
And this is like the classic.
She's tough to look at.
Like, no disrespect, but
no disrespect. She's a fucking horror show.
I mean, also you got a Kennedy at home. I mean, you really like when Maria Shriver looked pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Now listen, no one's saying Schwarzenegger didn't cheat. It's just like, damn.
I guess the discretion for fuck's
I guess
sake.
The man really just needed to get a nut off. To focus.
You can't get an abortion. You're in movies called The Terminator. Let's fucking make it happen, dude.
Let's get it.
Make that kid disappear. That's the new Terminator's Arnold going back in time, talking to her doing abortion.
Yeah, back in time and jacking his old self off to get the nut out.
Like, oh.
He just puts on gloves while he just puts chloroform over his old self and just jacks off young him until he busts. And he's like,
and then his dick is hard again, like the Terminator, and just shoots back up. He's like, oh no,
I'm gonna be here all night. Just spends 12 hours sucking off him from 30 years ago.
Dude, fucking Arnold. What a run.
Anyway, let's go a little bit around the league here and talk about what we got. Obviously, we know about the COVID stuff. We're all getting a little nervous here, but one team I want to talk about, how fucked are the Wizards right now?
Russ
Russ is out, but he's been horrifically efficient.
They beat the Suns tonight. We should say so.
That's a big win. That's a big win.
And
for them.
Bradley Beal is a fucking and Thomas Bryant obviously out.
Thomas Bryant out for the year. Tough.
But Bradley Beal, like that dude, just needs a team. Give this motherfucker a team.
But that's what I'm saying. What's been going on is trending horribly for the Wizards because Beal is basically putting on trade me performances. That's what he's doing.
Averaging 35 a game this year.
Yeah, he's putting up 60 and losing. He's doing the kind of stuff where it's like he's not demanding a trade outright. He's not trying to tank his value. He's just trying to get the fuck out of there.
No, if anything, he looks classy. I think right now
he looks really classy. And you know what? This could energize maybe the Harden trade market if he's out there at all. Because if teams can say to the Rockets, well, look, we'll just get Bradley Beal. They're asking for less. Then maybe the Rockets have to fucking take a shittier offer.
As great as Bradley Beal is, Harden is still more valuable.
Yeah, but what were we just talking about?
Without the baggage.
It's without the baggage. And like, for example, a team like Miami, right? Ooh. I know they want Harden, but it's like, they could still run that kind of offense.
And do you trade Tyler Hero for Beal though? I know Tyler is the future is the problem. Beal right now makes them interesting for sure.
If you can trade just Tyler Hero and first round picks and you get to keep Duncan Robinson, you have to do that. The problem
that team is a problem. I mean, you got Bam, Jimmy. That's a big three. Bam, Jimmy, and Beal.
Yeah, it's an incredibly balanced three too. Because Beal, that's the other thing. Beal hasn't had a lot of chances to show it in the playoffs, but that motherfucker is not scared of the big moment.
That is Celtics-esque. I'm not saying they're as good as the Celtics big three were.
You mean like
the balance where like Pierce is a scorer, Allen is a shooter, and one of them is like a two-way defender, anchor, but then also could get you buckets. That's what Bam is. So
yeah.
I mean, that Beal, is
no disrespect to Ray Allen, but Beal at this point in his career compared to Ray Allen at that point in his career is a better offensive player.
But have you watched? That's the thing. People shit on Ray Allen.
I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying,
Ray Allen threw down dunks. He had handles. Ray Allen was
one of my favorites. Dirty. I loved young Ray Allen, but I'm saying they're getting Beal much younger than they're getting.
True. They were all. I mean, they're all older. Except for Jimmy,
yeah.
I guess. But Bam is.
Jimmy's about the same age, but Bam is still coming in his pro. So
that Heat team would be a problem. Where else could he go? That would be a problem. I mean,
he's the best fit that I can think of. I mean, Denver always came up in the discussion, but I just don't think it really makes sense.
Denver, just because they always needed that third guy. I just don't think they have enough. If you're not given, Michael Porter, though, that's kind of attractive.
If you trade, I think the Wizards would do that in a fucking heartbeat.
I think, how do you not do that if you're Denver? That makes Denver a powerhouse.
I mean, again, with picks, I don't mean like one for one. I mean,
right.
You'd have to give up future first round picks. But
especially after what your boys gave up for Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
Bradley Beal, they're going to get a king's ransom for that motherfucker. I mean,
you think the only problem is the like I said, Harden and Beal both being out there. Like that's the thing. Yeah. I could see a Beal trade happening fast and like silently because they just want to make the deal because they don't want people going back and forth between them and the Rockets. That happens.
They're a bad team. I mean, they're gonna have to realize
they look really bad.
It's weird though because bad.
And that fucking trade is looking horrible.
Yeah,
to give up a first round pick, and that's the other thing. Like the thing we talked about with Wall and Russ, and I thought the Wizards were going to be a lot better than this. I am one of the most wrong motherfuckers.
Me too.
As they're sitting at 3-8, like we said, and that's after a win for the Suns.
And Beal is just doing so much. Their defense is just atrocious. I mean, they don't play D. He had the quote that got a lot of attention, all the memes saying we can't guard a parked car, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you're giving up a lot of. I mean, that's one thing. To steer this back to my guys, the Knicks are fucking defending like motherfuckers right now. We just can't score.
Yeah, the offense is fucking horrible.
He needs to play with another star. I want to see him play with another star.
Beal?
Yeah.
No, for sure. I just don't know. I don't know who else.
Man, he would have been ideal for Giannis.
I know. I fucking know. There's just no way to get it done.
If Beal and Middleton were playing with Giannis, that's a big three.
My dick just got so hard. I just busted like
that should have been what you guys had.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine if they could have just made that fucking trade, whatever they gave up for Drew for Bradley Beal, and you got to keep George Hill maybe, and Dante's looking good.
But don't you think that kind of is a fair deal? I mean, I just think they overpaid for Drew, I think.
Totally. The problem is the Wizards were not coming off of Beal until they saw what it looked like with Russ. The Russ trade is such a clear one last chance that the Russ trade is so clearly like, all right, I'm getting my nipples pierced in the middle of a 10-year marriage. It's like, all right, well, you can put it you can peg me, honey. That's what the fucking Russ trade is.
And then in 3 seconds, you're like, stop, you fucking bitch, you psycho.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
right now, the Wizards' wife is blowing past their safe word and just ramming it fucking deep. That first round pick is rammed right up their asses.
Well, is this hurting Westbrook's stock going forward? I think you've got to say yes. I mean, when this contract's up, I mean, like,
Westbrook,
what is his future?
Westbrook's he's putting up really good counting numbers, but he's so inefficient. His percentages are really bad.
I don't like these. I don't like.
And he's trying to shoot threes, and it's like he doesn't have that shot. And the rest of his jumper has fallen off. From free throw, his free throw percentage is dog shit. He's looking like it's looking bad for our guy Russ. And I love Russ, but whoof.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's really just not a good. When you don't have the threat of the long ball in this NBA, you have to be incredibly efficient driving at the mid range. And yeah, I don't know.
Driving, and then if you get to the line, you got to make them, and he doesn't make them. He's not making them right now. I think he's shooting in the 60s.
He's such a lovable player. I mean, I really hope he, figures it out.
Yeah, remember all those fucking photo ops that the Wizards were doing? Were like back to work, and Russ is smiling, and that's the other thing we forgot. Scott Brooks is just a bad coach. Like, he's just bad.
Well, they're a bad franchise, Washington. Yeah. I mean, they're just not a good. I don't have very high hopes for them.
They're fucked. Who else? The other team that's had a really tough week is, and we talked about it. It started last week with the reports that our boy fuckboy Trae Young was being criticized by John Collins in a
It's Trae Young fuckboy, not fuckboy Trae Young.
I'm sorry, Trae Young fuckboy. I don't understand what you think. Is that supposed to be a pun? Is that
I don't know. I got mad at him watching him.
I'm sorry. My
sticking, dude.
Sam.
It's sticking, Trae Young fuckboy.
I'm sorry, Trae Young fuckboy, of course. How dare I fuck the order up? It really makes a lot of motherfucking difference which way you say.
He's only shooting 28% from three.
Oof, that's brutal. Well, that's what I was going to say. So tough week for them. They lose to the Knicks. They lose to the Hornets twice. And in the process, Bogdanovich fractures his fucking knee. He's out 4 to 6 weeks unofficially so far. I read an article that said
when's Gallo back?
I think it's got 2 weeks. Or he's already missed 2 weeks. But that's the thing. This team, we were talking about what a strength their depth was going to be. But now they're missing Bogdanovich. Gallo has missed 2 weeks and he's still out. Rondo missed 7 games. Chris Dunn, Tony Snell, and Okongwu have not played a game yet. They are really fucked right now. And to make matters worse, ever since John Collins was like, hey, Trae, you're 5'11" and you fucking shoot all the time, and I'm trying to get a max deal next year, and I'm not going to do that with your little fucking patchy-headed ass taking fucking pull-up threes before I have a chance to even get across half court. Ever since he said that, Trae has fucking looked like shit. He has not handled the adversity at all. He went into total, like, Kobe pass the ball mode when they lost to the Hornets, and they lost, like I said, twice the Hornets. So looking really tough for the fucking Hawks, although I think they are bouncing back with a win tonight. I think they either beat or are beating the Sixers. Unfortunately the Sixers.
Yeah, they won by 18.
They won by 18, but the Sixers were completely fucked.
I think they've lost. Have the Sixers lost 3 straight now? Yeah,
but this game and the last game was
they got fucked for sure.
They got fucked because they didn't have a full team. They played. Who did they play? They did not have Ben Simmons.
And by the way, the Knicks are currently
Shake Milton or Matisse Thybulle.
Knicks are now the 9 seed, unfortunately.
Ooh, because the Hawks winning.
But we have the same record as the fucking Nets.
Damn, dude.
I'm a little worried though. Your Bulls. I am worried about your Bulls the way Levine is playing. I'm worried about the race. Okay.
Let's talk about the race, the battle for stake. the Bulls are doing what I want.
And for those of you that don't know, it's Stavi and me betting who has a better record. Knicks or Bulls. Loser has to buy a steak dinner.
And to be very clear, this is a double or nothing bet. We are rolling it over. I did win the battle for lunch.
The season never really ended, though.
I did win the battle for lunch last year.
Pandemic hit. There were some issues,
and we're rolling it forward. We're rolling it forward the way.
But you felt very confident that you were going to trample me this year, did you not?
No, I didn't say trample this year. I just said you were overrating the Knicks but in a way that I don't think you should think of anything that highly. The only thing you should rate as highly as you rate the Knicks is the high quality CBD from our friends at Cushy Dreams. I want to make that very clear. Cushy Dreams is so good. It is as good as Sam thinks the New York Knicks are. There
should be a Julius Randle strain.
There should not.
King Julius.
They should not be a King Julius pre-roll. And that's the beauty of our friends over at Cushy Dreams, folks. You can get their high-quality CBD, the lab-grown, tested, hand-picked. It's the highest quality shit. It's all the benefits of cannabis without the THC stuff, the stuff that gets you real fucked up, real zooted up. You smoke a little pre-roll of our good friends over at Cushy Dreams, and you just feel you got a nice little body buzz. You're fucking alert. There's no weed hangover. I don't know about you, but the way I smoke weed, bro, I'm not coming out of it for a couple days. So with Cushy Dreams, I've made it a little ritual. I have a little seltzer. I smoke half a pre-roll and I watch the late game and I doze off on my couch. And then when I get up, I fucking wake up. That's when I know it's time to go to bed, and I fucking stumble into bed. So
get a little peace or relax or maybe create. Those are my big three.
I've been smoking create. I got shouts out to Cushy Dreams. They gave us, they blessed us. They blessed the gods with a new pack.
I didn't get a new pack.
Oh, well. Sounds like you're a fucking loser, dude.
Fuck.
Maybe it's an old pack. I don't know. The point is, I've been smoking hella pre-rolls, and I've been feeling great about it. And if you want to adopt my little ritual, folks, if you want to smoke a little pre-roll, or listen, if you have a pipe of some kind, a water pipe of some kind that you would like to put some flour in, you can also purchase the 3.5 gram tins of Cushy Dreams. And they have whatever strain you want. Like we said, they have, Create, Peace. They have different little indica sativa hybrid type strains. Hustle, whatever you need, they got that. I'm a pre-roll man. I call
Hustle Austin Rivers. That's what I call it.
If you want to be a pre-roll king like myself, you got that. If you want to smoke them up with the little fucking tins, you got that as well. So do us a favor. If you want to be like us, go over to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com, and use promo code PODDON'T. That's PODDONT for 20% off your order.
And Beautiful. You do that shit, you'll be distributing life the way King Julius distributes the ball.
That's right, out of the high post. But anyway, back to the battle for steak real quick.
Yeah, I will say this. What worries me about the Bulls is Levine's looking incredible right now. On top of that, Lauri Markkanen was looking incredible until he went down with an injury. We've been talking about Lauri Legend. When is he going to break out?
I think one of those two guys between him and Wendell Carter's not looked that good this season so far. But I think one of those two guys is going to come out as a player this year. That was kind of my belief.
He's a good player.
Look, I think Lauri is good. I mean,
is Kobe White as well. I like
his rookie year. He was really good. Yeah. They had the Bulls did what I think the fucking Knicks should be doing, which is they looked really good. They had this West Coast road trip. Clips, Lakers, Kings. They look great in all those games. They lose them all by 4 points or less. They lose to the Clips by 3, Lakers by 2, Kings by 4. Kings, we already talked about that game.
It's a waste of energy. It's bad basketball. The Knicks get blown out. That way they have their legs back for the next game.
No, the Bulls are doing what a fucking. It's crazy that I am gonna essentially become a Bulls fan by accident.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Because we've rolled this fucking. We're gonna probably roll this bet over again and bet for a. It's gonna be the battle for like a moped. We're just gonna keep getting bigger. It's gonna keep getting big from lunch to steak to like a fucking a bottle of wine to a fucking scooter. In like 15 years, we're going to be betting for like a piece of property in Bayonne, New Jersey, over who has a better record, the fucking Bulls or the Knicks. But I like the fight they showed. Levine looked really good.
Kobe White is a really good player.
I love Kobe White. And I think ultimately his destiny is probably 6-man kind of like fucking spark plug
like
scorer.
A Lou Will type.
Lou Will, absolutely. I think so. I don't think he's really like a pure point guard. I mean, I don't think that's, if you watch him play, he doesn't really distribute that well.
Levine and Bradley Beal are both playing like they're like, I should be a fucking all-star this year. And because they both weren't last year.
Levine's
obviously
had that attitude for a few years, but he's putting up
good
Beal
numbers. Has Beal ever been an all-star? He must have been. He got snubbed. He must. I think he definitely has. He has. But he got snubbed hard, averaging like stupid points.
See, what was fucked up last year was he got snubbed and Trae Young started the game. And they had basically identical cases to be in the game. It's just that Trae Young is like,
they had more heat. He had more heat.
He just had more
the
buzz.
Cute little new guy,
Exactly. But the Hawks were fucking dog shit, like the Wizards were dog shit, and they were putting up very, very similar numbers.
And by the way, he averaged 30 a game last year.
Beal?
Yeah.
No, he's great.
I mean, that's one of the great snubs ever from an all-star team. I know that the league is rich now, but come on.
No, I'm with you, bro. Let's see what else I wanted to get to. Just again, checking in on the things we want to look into here is Podolai. Like we said, I designated Miles Turner as a player to root for because it looked like Danny Ainge did not want him. So Turner playing well means Ainge looks like a dumb bitch. And so far, he's averaging 4.1 shots blocked a game, which is fucking great. So that's
shooting 28 from 3, though, dude. He was supposed to be a 3-point threat. I mean, that team, Oladipo is slowly but surely.
Dude, the Pacers are as of right now. The Pacers might be like, the most like one of the teams in the East that I would trust the most.
Well, especially they don't even have TJ Warren. I mean, this is a deep team, and they really. I mean, Brogdon's. They're all solid. Like, like Sabonis is going to be an all-star again. He looks really good.
Brogdon's looking really good.
And Oladipo is like clearly still getting back in a game shape.
But you know what? He's looking a lot better than he was last year, and that's what you need from that guy.
And he also I've watched him throw down a couple hard dunks. I was like, oh, that's what he used to fucking do.
For sure. Fucking Maryland's own, baby. Vic Oladipo. Also another team to highlight that looks like they're putting it together. They've been ravaged by COVID, but the Mavs had a fucking 3-0 week, and Porzingis is looking like he's going to come back in a week or two, so that's huge.
And Dennis Smith is at the end of our bench still, so that was a good trade. Thanks for that.
It is crazy that Dennis Smith can't find minutes on this fucking team.
But would you play him? Who are you going to play him over? Quickly? I wouldn't.
No, but it's crazy that he's not even capable of getting any minutes at point. Like, I wouldn't, but it's crazy that he's gotten to that point. He was pretty. Listen, as a rookie,
Alfred Payton is a solid.
As a rookie,
guard.
he was pretty. Fool's gold. He had flashes for sure. Yeah, that does happen. That happens with athletic players. They come out. Like, it was almost. I mean, Steve Francis was a great player, but his career is sort of like the extreme version of this, where he was fucking awesome right out of the gate, and then he didn't have faded.
Francis. Stevie Franchise had insane handles. I mean, that was a crazy.
No, but I'm saying this happens with guys that are just like, spark plug, just athletes that are unbelievable. I mean, Dennis Smith had some fucking crazy highlights his rookie year.
No, you're right. He really had I think he had the green light in Dallas that year.
Yeah, that was before Luca. And so they had nothing really on that team.
But yeah, I wouldn't play him over Elfrid Payton or Quickly. I mean, Payton is actually like he's not a good shooter, but he's averaging 14.4 and 4.6 assists. I mean, he plays hard D. I kind of like
solid.
Payton. I just
Payton's,
don't.
Payton's
I don't like him
a
as a
great
starting NBA
backup.
point guard.
Dude,
Exactly.
Payton's a great backup. Great backup. But
I want Quickly to really mature into that point guard role. So
that would be nice. That would be nice. Hey, keep Payton around. I don't mind him. He's a good,
I like him. He seems
like
like a good teammate. Plays hard D. I like these players a lot. I just I'm looking at the point guards around the league, and it's funny like how it just shifts around. How some guys like, is Westbrook a top 10 point guard anymore? I think the answer's got to be no.
It's definitely no. I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's a point guard rich league.
Yeah. I mean, between just like, if we're just talking Curry, Kyrie, Dame, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Luka, does he count? He has to count.
Yeah. Even though he's like he's kind of just positionless, Luka,
Yeah, but he's their point guard, really.
Yeah.
John Wall is better than Russ right now.
Definitely. I think you got to take De'Aaron Fox over him.
Absolutely. Brogdon over him. Brogdon's playing better than him without question. Lowry's not playing great, but
Van Vliet.
I would take either of the Raptors point guards before him.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Lowry's still 19-6. I mean, and 19-7 with almost 6 boards. I mean, he's putting up good numbers.
And a smart player, not reckless.
And a great defensive player.
Yeah.
Puts his body on the line like a motherfucker.
I mean, yeah, he's fucking Russ is. It's looking tough. I hope he doesn't go out.
Is Russ better than Schroeder?
I would rather, if I'm the Lakers, I would literally rather have Schroeder
without question, because he stretches the floor and that's what you need. Man, are we? I mean, he's not better than Jamal Murray.
No.
I mean, we're really putting some salt on his fucking good name.
It's fucking reality, bro. What the fuck do you want me to say?
So how about D'Angelo Russell or Russ? I gotta say, I was watching the Wolves the other night because I know they were 0-6.
D'Los looked like shit.
I don't love his game. It's weird. He's like a very pretty player, but I don't like his game. Like his shot is so beautiful because he's got that like flick of the wrist, high arc. He's smooth. He's got like a little of Kyrie's like prettiness, but not of Kyrie's toughness. I don't think.
Yeah, and he's not even close to the finisher, Kyrie.
No. I mean, he does a lot of like weird kind of pull up shots. It's almost like he's playing too cool for school sometimes. But like I know he's boys with Cat. And that I think hurts Karl Anthony Towns' game.
That team's a train wreck.
Because Cat does not get the touches he deserves. This guy's elite.
Yeah, and although I've really liked Anthony Edwards. I've liked what I've seen from him.
Oh, dude, he's excellent. Even though he got a lot of bad press for that. I was watching that game live in overtime against the Spurs.
Oh yeah, we was going to dunk.
well, he should have dunked, and they could have at least fouled. He should have done something rather than just throw the ball out. And he threw it away. But I love Rubio just grabbing him, being like, you could tell he's just like, it's okay. Like, here's what you should have done. He just seems like a good leader.
They are fucked because unless what they need to do is tank. Because unless their pick is a top 3, the Warriors get it this year. If they end up with a 4th or 5th pick, the Warriors get it. And they've looked horrible, dude.
I can't believe they got. Well, it makes sense. I think Russell's better than Wiggins, but not by a ton. I do think. By the way, 2 other point guards. We left off Trae Young, fuckboy, and who's obviously better, and we left off. Ja, obviously.
Oh yeah, Ja without fucking.
But how about this? Here's a tough one: Mike Conley or Russ right now.
See,
Conley's looking good.
Conley, that's the fucked up thing. It's like in a vacuum, you can make a little bit of an argument for Russ sometimes, but the Jazz, if you told them we like even take the contracts out of it, with the contracts. Russ is maybe the worst point guard.
Conley's got a stupid contract too.
No,
though,
it's
expiring.
It's on his last year. Yeah. Russ has 2 more left.
Well, yeah, Conley's shooting 42 from 3. He was terrible last year. He looked like he might have been washed early last year. He turned it around the bubble. I mean, obviously Westbrook and and Mitchell make no sense together either.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's tough, dude. It's looking the sun is setting on Russ, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's got another stretch because again, and I said this, I talked about this a lot in the preseason. That's that 2-month stretch before the All-Star break. Russ played literally the best basketball of his career when the Rockets but to do that, the Rockets had to reshift their whole playing style around him. And that's just I don't think a team is ever doing that for Russ ever again. The Rockets were just desperate and they had to try something.
It's such a weird, like, sliding doors type of scenario. Like what could have been with Chris Paul and Harden if they just fucking didn't blow that up. Because then maybe Harden's a career Rocket from then on out. You know, maybe
if they win one championship, I don't think Harden wants to leave ever. I think Harden wins one championship and then he spends the rest of his career trying to put up as many points as possible on like anywhere from a 6 to a 3 seed. And he's happy sort of competing, but he's more happy just racking up crazy individual numbers in a place where they allow him to do that. I think that's how he spends his career. He just goes out a fucking absolute H-Town legend.
Do you think that he's bummed that he reunited with Russ and not KD?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think he's just bummed. Absolutely. I mean, that went so bad. That went horribly. I think if he's smart, he should be bummed that he fucking chased Chris Paul out the door. Although, seems like Chris Paul is probably a little annoying, but who knows? I mean, more than
annoying, but he's also maybe the best point guard of this generation.
Of his generation, I think so.
Probably. Yeah. Unless you count
Curry, LeBron as a point guard.
Well, like Curry, there's an argument that Curry's ahead of him, just for the championships and everything. But
yeah, it's weird though, because Curry just doesn't really feel exactly like a point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Paul is like a point guard of old, and Curry is like the modern point guard that just has this amazing. And Paul's an unbelievable shooter. Dude.
Curry is really a one-of-one player. He's like this weird hybrid of like.
Well, Trae Young is like Curry.
No, because Trae Young is way more like Harden than he is like Curry. Curry is like Curry is like those guys plus he's superstar talent with role player shooter effort.
Right.
He's Steph Curry, but he plays like JJ Redick sometimes, and they just don't. He's not as ball dominant, and also he's had the luxury of playing in a very in like a super intricate offense that only works when you have that much talent. Like Steve Kerr's offense is awesome, but they can't run that shit with fucking the guys they have right now. I mean, to be fair though, at least with Draymond, they couldn't run it at least without Draymond.
We're talking about stats, like we're talking about Russ and how stats are overrated, and then you've got like Draymond who could put up 1 point and have a good game. Like that's kind of why I love Draymond Green.
You want to talk
one
about
of my favorite players ever.
You want to talk about Draymond rocks. You want to talk about Warriors stats? Here's Steph's shooting splits with and without Draymond. With Draymond, he's shooting 45 from the field and 41.9 from three. Without Draymond, he's shooting 41 from the field and 33 from three. Yeah. Steph Curry is shooting 33% without Draymond Green.
When they're not easy shots, and they're still not like super easy, but because he's Steph, he get hard shots.
The greatest shooter of all time is shooting like he's fucking who's on
King
the
Julius?
Yeah, he's shooting like King Julius. That's tough.
But dude, I'll say this too. Wiseman is fucking money.
Wiseman unfortunately looks awesome. Looks really good.
He's like Gobert's athletic Gobert.
Yeah, he looks fucking cool as shit. It sucks.
When they have Klay Thompson back, they're going to be a contender. It's crazy.
Next year is going to be really interesting.
And then you get to bring maybe Oubre off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
And then Oubre gets to fill that Iggy role, and he doesn't have to be this fucking guy that he's not.
Yeah, it's just like that's the thing that the Warriors really had. It's like he can fill the Iggy role theoretically on paper, but just all their role players were such smart players.
No, Iggy's incredible.
Like Iggy, Livingston, and Barbosa were fucking incredibly smart guys who all played on, he was on Barbosa on the 7 seconds or less Suns. And then you had fucking Iggy's a fucking genius, and then Livingston is just like this superstar talent that blows his knee out and just has to come back, and it's just like they really had an awesome supporting cast in a way that and with a team with maybe, I mean, I'd have to think about it a little more, but maybe the highest collective basketball IQ. Maybe it's, from like star and a role player.
I mean, so you got to give the 90s Bulls some credit with Rodman, Pippen, Jordan,
sure.
Ron Harper. I mean, Tony
Yeah.
Kukoc. That's some high IQs on a court as well.
Yeah.
Coach Phil Jackson. I mean, that's, but you're right. I mean, Iggy definitely. I mean, and also we're talking about like fucking Spurs. Come on, like
true.
Duncan,
That's true.
Ginobili,
That's true. That's
Duncan,
true.
Pop.
That's actually, the Spurs. That's a good point. The Spurs are. That's true.
I think you could even make a case for like that Dallas team that won it with Dirk, fucking Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
Sean
you know
Marion.
what? Because they had a lot more IQ than they had raw talent at that point in their careers. That's a good point too.
That's a good conversation.
That's a
IQ.
fun conversation. That's a fun conversation. The all IQ team. Something to consider.
And honestly, any team LeBron is on, do you feel like has a high IQ just because it's LeBron?
Yeah, certain players, but it's like he's been on some really fucking tough teams with a bunch of dummies.
For sure.
He also had J.R. Smith on those same teams, so it kind of nullifies LeBron. It like brings the average back down.
I feel like on the Cavs, I know we made that boneheaded play that it's going to live in infamy for every Cavs fan, but like JR made some amazing fucking plays for that team.
Yeah, he did. That's fair.
Shump and JR. I mean, I remember the Knicks fan watching them being like, "Oh man, I wish they just played like this for the Knicks," but they couldn't. There was no chance of it. So I mean, I thought they both kind of played high IQ for the Cavs for a period.
Yeah, no. Again, JR was really good for the Cavs when he was still at the tail end of his prime. But when that went, and that play is really still annoys me because LeBron was playing maybe the best finals game of all time. And if he takes a game off those Warriors, that's one of that eclipses Iverson's game. The game
Ty Lue one.
Where he had no business taking a game off those Lakers.
Well, Ty Lue was involved in both those games. And in both those games, he took an L.
That's true. That's true, my friend. That's as good a place as any. Oh, you know what? Before we end the show, I promised to read some reviews.
Well, make sure to review us on Apple, guys. If you're liking this, leave us a nice pod. Give us a 5-star fat review. I feel like we're at the top of our games here, Stavi, baby.
We're clicking, baby. We're absolutely clicking. And I want to say thank you to all the listeners that left reviews. I guess it took Apple a little while to fucking upload them because I did not really see a lot of them pop off. So let's go with here we go. This is from Kev Out. Very hard. The best podcast to beat it to while thinking about Larsa Pippen and Julius Randle creating the next All-Star. So, thank you.
Don't you ever disrespect Julius like that. He's a happily married man.
This is from Oberlin Martel. Love the pod. Sam's Knicks takes are so beyond delusional, they're hysterical. Long live Kelly Oubre. This is from Marks and Jesus, a scholar and a fool. Who's who? Oh, interesting. One of the hosts is a basketball scholar who also has the in-depth analysis and insider league knowledge in addition to the perfect basketball sex analogies. Uh-oh. The other is a fool who's great for jokes. I'll let Sam and Stav argue out who is who. Wow. Sex analogies. It sounds like this man thinks I'm a fucking scholar and you're a dumb bitch, Sam.
I'll take it though, dude. He did say I make good jokes. So
That's true.
I'll take it.
This is Cordy 3000. Can't get enough of the delusional Bucks talk. You'd think after
this was the one for you, delusions.
Yeah, this one's for me. You'd think after the Knicks fisted Milwaukee like a slutty girlfriend willing to let you do anything just to keep you from getting bored and leaving her, Stav would realize the truth. Knicks are the true 7th seed, followed by the 8th seed butt-blasted Bucks.
Whoa.
That's from Cordy 3000. This is from Ty Gates. God bless the Knicks. Sam's. I'm sorry. I thought I was reading it over, but no, these are just very similar to many other ones we've gotten. Sam's Knicks delusions brings joy to my life. Someone start a campaign for him to run for New York governor. This is from Pasta Heavy. Emmanuel Quickly, the GOAT, question mark. Just listen to the season preview episode. Serious question. If the Nets all get corona in the playoffs and have to put Nash in against the Knicks, who is winning that PG matchup? 46-year-old former two-time MVP Nash or the Manhattan Messiah, Emmanuel Quickly?
I got to go with the Manhattan
Quickly
Messiah.
all day, baby. Here we go. We'll read one more and then we'll save a couple other ones for future episodes. But thank you guys for putting these in. This is from BD. This is from POC 69 666 6969. Very nice. BDE. Hey Sam, I'm a Thunder fan from Oklahoma. How does it feel that a team in a place that is as irrelevant as us has been competitive almost immediately after being moved here, and then we were showing the Knicks how to rebuild on the fly now? Oh, and 5 stars. Love the show. Wow.
How does it feel? Not great. Honestly. Pretty rough. Oh, and fuck all you motherfuckers for robbing the good people.
That's right. Suck our dicks, Oklahoma. But thank you for the 5-star review.
And also, yeah, you guys are well run. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
And Gilgis Alexander's the truth. And I love that kid, Lou Dort. He's just a fucking brick wall.
Lou Gens, baby. This is for MPM Mapes. Nice job, fellas. Stav gives you the standard takes. Sam gives you the bad takes that frustratingly end up being correct. But it's worth listening because they're funny, charismatic. Thank you, MP Mapes. Great. This is from Mark.
I have a question. If they're bad takes, but they end up being correct, they're actually good takes. So.
I don't listen. The man said what he said. The man said what he said, Sam.
Samsterdamus.
This one will vindicate you. This is from Dr. Doak. More Knicks talk. Sam got roasted for predicting the unlocking of Julius Randle. Then he went out and got a triple-double. More Knicks talk. Stav is a Knick hater and doesn't want us to be happy. I want you to be happy. How dare you?
We need Bullock or Burks back to compete just to spread the floor. But you know that King Julius is hungry for that all-star spot. And I think he's going to get it this year. I think he's got – you laugh. But
see what you guys have done. You've emboldened him.
Do you not think
he's on pace? He's on pace. I'll give you that.
King Julius.
All right. We had a lot of really good ones here, folks. Thank you so much. We're not going to read them all today, but we will read them all at some point. So keep sending them in. And we will read them. Thank you. So we'll read them on the free episode so more people hear them. But we appreciate you so much. And if you want more basketball talk, if you want 2 episodes a week instead of 1, we are at Patreon with patreon.com/poddon'tlie. We hit over 1,000 subscribers, which means we will be playing a virtual battle for lunch sometime this week. Battle for steak. I will be playing with the Chicago Bulls. Sam will be playing with the New York Knicks, and that will be available.
I'm nervous. I don't think they're good
subscribers.
The Knicks are not a good video game team. I will have to unlock King Julius in the game.
They're not a good video game team. That's right.
Well, Levine's a good video game player.
Look, bro, battle for steak is the battle for steak.
I'm gonna have to lock him down with RJ and have Lob City to Mitchell and Julius just go off.
That's right.
Big minutes for Quickly in that game.
Big minutes for Quickly for our boy IQ. So yes, go to patreon.com/poddon'tlie. We do bonus episode it comes out usually Fridays or Saturdays, in addition to this one that comes out either Mondays or Tuesdays. So thanks for listening. And like we said, we will be playing some NBA 2K live streamed for our Patreon subscribers sometime this week. No promises on when that is. Suck our dicks. But thank you for listening, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.